Hey guys, Allison here with Mila. It's a nasty day here today. I was really hoping to do some training outside, but unfortunately we haven't had a break in the weather. So we're gonna have to do some training inside. Mila is such a sweet girl. She's so smart. I want to do this video for two purposes. One, so that you guys can see what she knows, and you'll also be able to have a video to go back and watch commands in case you have any questions. Also, because of the fact that sometimes our dogs react in two different ways when people come to pick them up. They can either be overwhelmed and completely shut down and you won't get to work with her like we would want you to be able to, or they can be super excited and, eager to please, and it doesn't faze them at all. They all react different, so it's hard to say how she's going to do. I know you guys are coming tomorrow, so hopefully we'll be able to go through the training and show you exactly what she knows at that point. But what I want to do with this video is we're going to go over a lot of information. You're going to hear me clicking. When I click, I am marking a behavior that Mila is doing that I like. When I do, I am giving her just one piece of her puppy food. So we use her food to train. Currently, she's eating 1 cup in the morning around 7:30 a.m. and 1 cup in the afternoon around 5:30 p.m. Throughout the day, I fill this cup up in the morning with a cup of food, and I use it to mark and reward her behaviors. So if you're not going to be able to train one day, she will need a lunch, because like I said, she gets a total of 3 cups. A cup in the morning, a cup at night, and a cup throughout the day for training and to mark her behavior. You'll see Mila is waiting patiently. I'm marking this behavior because I have asked her to get on her place, and she knows that she is supposed to stay there until she is released. Throughout this video, you'll see me tap my side to release her. I'll go over that in just a second. When I release her, at that point, she can either stay there or she's free to run around and do whatever she wants to do. So that's going to look like this. I'm going to say, Mila, okay. So Mila can do whatever she wants. She can stay right there. She can get off the crate, the place. The reason we do that is because I want Mila to only be released from any command that I ask of her on our terms, not on hers. So she knows, okay, tap your leg. She's free to do whatever she wants. So if she gets off the place right now, she's not in trouble. If she were to get off the place after I'd asked her to stay on there, then I would redirect her, call her back, and I would mark a little bit quicker. So I will show you all that in just a second. We're going to go through all of our commands. I'm going to show you the hand signals and the words that we use while training, so you'll be able to follow those as well. So, for example, when we call Mila to come, you can either do it with treats in your hand or not. But what I do is, I'm going to do it with no treats, and then I'll show you what it looks like with treats. I lower my hand, and I say, Mila, come. So right there, Mila knows that her nose is supposed to touch my hand anytime that I ask her to come. You'll see I also put her directly into the sit command. So for sit, we do our fist just like this, and we say sit. You will see I have not released Mila. That's why she is still sitting here. So to release her, again, I'm going to say, okay, and she's free to do whatever she wants to do. So if you're having a problem with her at home, getting her to come to you, just because she's got to get used to you guys. She's used to me, she's used to our trainer, she's got to get used to you. You can put a little piece of food in your hand. You're going to lower it like this, the same thing, and you're saying, Mila, come. She can eat it, you can click, she goes directly to sit. You can mark that and reward her too. Okay, so anytime she's doing anything, we're going to throw her a little bit for a loop. We're just going to walk around, let her go explore. We're going to say, Mila, come. Good, sit, good. Okay, so if I want her to be able to be released, the main thing with that is we do not click until her nose touches our hand. The reason for that is we are teaching her to come all the way. And I know that I probably went over this with you guys, but I say it in all my videos. The reason for that is, watch this. So if I say, Mila, come. See my dog, I need to get a hold of her quickly. I can then turn right around and grab her collar. So I'm not chasing Mila around the park trying to get her. So we always want her to touch her nose to her hand. Mila, come. Mila, come. Good. And she always goes to right to sit. Therefore, if we're in any kind of emergency and I haven't released you. Mila, come. Mila, come. Good. Sit. Okay, now you can go roam around. We want her to always come and touch her nose all the way to us. So make sure she does that before you click and mark that behavior. All right, so we went over sit. So anytime we want her to sit, we're just gonna say sit. We're gonna do our fist like that, and then we're gonna mark it. It doesn't matter how long it takes you to get the reward out. The main thing is marking the behavior. Okay, so we're gonna do, I released you, you're good, you're good. Mila, sit. Good. So she sat down. Now I can take my time, fumble around because she knows this reward is coming. Again, I have asked her to stay seated until release, so I'm going to continue to mark this behavior until I release her. Okay. Same thing goes for all of our other commands. For Crait, for example, Mila knows where the crate is at my house. She knows where it is, and we put it in all different locations. But you guys are going to have to walk her over and show her where the crate is. So for the Crait command, we just say, Mila, Crait. Crait. We're not getting it. We got to go all the way in. Sometimes we'll take a treat, throw it in Crait. There we go. Now we're going to mark it. So once she gets all the way in there, we're going to mark this behavior. There we go. And we're going to tell her to stay. Stay. And we're going to go back to her to reward her, to let her out of the crate. Okay. So you see she didn't get all the way in the first time, so we're going to go on that again. Mila, Crait. Crait. There we go. So she got all the way in that time. Stay. Good girl. Okay. And I'm going to release her out of her crate. Okay, so we're going to go over down. Down is the same thing as sit. Once she gets in the down position, I'm going to have her stay there until release. So what I'll do, you can take a piece of food if you want to kind of lure her down there. I'm going to take these two fingers and I'm going to say, Mila, down. Good, I'm going to mark it. She's going to get up. I'm going to say down. So I'm going to keep marking quickly. We're going to put her back down. There we go. We got it now. They do get down and sit confused. So I'm going to continue to mark it a little bit quicker. And this is what I want you guys to do. You're going to mark it pretty frequently. Now with me, she can go a little bit longer, so I can stand here and have a conversation, occasionally marking because her attention span is so short, so we don't want her to forget and get up. We want her to succeed. So anything we can do to help her succeed and enjoy training and comprehend what we're asking for her is what we're going to do, especially at this age. Now when she's 6 months old, you're not going to have this dog that you're out at the park with that you're constantly clicking and people are going, what in the world? Why are they clicking this dog constantly? She will have it by then. But right now, just the repetition, we want to keep marking this behavior. The reason I like for them to stay in a position until I release them or come to me and lay down is, for example, say you're at the park, you run into some friends, you want to stand and have a conversation. You don't have the dog that's dragging to go each direction, pulling you on the leash. You have the dog that you can tell to sit down, and you can mark the behavior. You won't have to at that point, but you can sit there and carry on a conversation without them pulling you around. You see her attention is on me. Her eyes have not left me. She's waiting on that cue. We're going to go back down, down, good, down, good. She's waiting on that cue of either me to mark and reward or to release. So, okay, so now she can get up and do whatever she wants to do. So we're going to go through all of this several times. And I apologize we're not outside and have more space to do this, but we're just going to go all throughout the house to show you. All right, so we're gonna tell Mila to stay. So for stay, we hold our hand up like a stop sign. What I want you guys to do in the beginning is going to look like this. And you're going to go, well, why in the world am I doing that? But you're going to go stay, step back, go back to Mila, reward her. Stay, 2 steps back, go back to Mila to reward her. Okay, the reason for that is we train our dogs in our master's training program that when we tell them to stay, that we're going to come back to release them. I don't like the dog that is, typically people I think make the mistake of telling a dog to stay and the dog is sitting there waiting on any cue for you to say something to release them. So what I want them to do is to stay and trust that I'm going to come back. You see I can carry out, stay, no, stay, what I want them to do is to know that I am going to come back to release them. The reason for that is, you know, say for example, I'm out somewhere and I tell my dog to stay, and I see someone, I go, oh, hey, you know, I don't want them to hear that cue and they think, oh, that's my release, I can break, I can get up. I want them to stay until I come back and always give that, okay, your release cue. So, with me, Mila can go a lot further, so we're gonna go, stay. Good girl, good girl, stay. Good girl, good girl. But like I said, in the beginning when she comes to you, I want you to build up to her that trust with her that she knows you're gonna come back and release her. So you're gonna go stay, take a step back, come back to her. Mark that behavior. Stay, take 2 steps back, pause, come back to her. She knows what stay means. She is very eager to please, but to get to people as well. So Mila is eager to break away from her stay position. So I do want you to work with her on short terms and build up to it. We want her to succeed as much as possible. If she fails and she's getting frustrated, then we're having a difficult time training. We don't want that to happen. So what we want to do is start out with you guys just on that, on short terms. Like for example, stay, turn your back on, come back, reward. Okay, we're gonna go over that a little bit more in a second. Okay, so I'm gonna release her. Walk around just a little bit. Good girl, yes you are. Trying to figure out what I want, aren't you? Mila, sit. Good girl, good girl. Okay. All right, so when we give the command place, place can be any kind of bed, it can be a towel, it can be anything that just marks a boundary of where she needs to stay. Now, at my house, she knows what that is. She knows what the place is. At your house, you're going to point her and walk over and show it to her. So, for example, when you do, it's going to look something like this. Mila, place. The second all 4 paws get on there, we're going to mark this behavior and reward her. Okay, so we're going to release her from that. We're going to walk around. We're going to do it again. So it's going to look like this. Mila, place. Good girl, Mila. Good girl. Good girl. Now she is to stay on her place. I can stand right here by her. I have not said stay because I'm not going to leave her. And I can continue to mark this behavior. As we talked about several times, you're not going to have to always do this. I don't want her to be a year-old and you're constantly clicking. That will, as she gets older, her attention span gets longer. She gets more comfortable with the process of you training. We can stretch that out and eventually remove it altogether. So now we're going to go back over all of our commands. So we're going to say, Mila, Crait. All 4 paws are in there. We're going to reward her. We're going to tell her to stay. Stay. I get back to her, and that's when I click. I don't want you to click when you're coming all the way back because then she's going to be eager to get to you. Okay, good girl, Mila. Good girl. All right, we're going to run through everything again, just going over the hand signals, and I won't talk as much, so maybe you guys can see it this time. All right. Mila, come. So I did 2 clicks there before I rewarded anything because they're so quick on the come and sit command. So I did 2 clicks, and then I rewarded her. The main thing is marking the behavior because she knows, hey, I'm doing what I'm supposed to. Okay. Good girl, Mila. Good girl. Mila, place. Mila, place. So we're going to pause. Give her a second to think about it. Mila, place. Good girl. Good girl. You checking out the recliner? Yeah, good girl. You had to think about it. I don't want you to continue to say the phrase, Mila, place, Mila, place, Mila, place. We want to ask twice. We want to pause. Let her think about it. If she's not, then you're going to go get her and redirect her attention. Good girl, good girl, okay? Mila, come. Sit. Down. Good. Now she's down. I'm going to make her lay back down. You saw she got up last time, so I'm going to mark it quicker that time so she knows that what I am rewarding her for is being in the down position. So continue, wait a little bit longer. Mark reward. Good girl. Mila, Crait. Good. And stay. Such a good girl. Okay, Mila, place. Good girl. All right, so one thing I tell everybody is when the puppies go home, be patient with them. So they typically take a step back in their training and they take a step back in their potty training process. The reason for that is this is the first time that they have been away from the world as they know it, away from me, away from our trainers, away from their, well, she's not with her litter mates anymore, but just the world as she has always known it. It's completely different. First time being with you guys. So give her a few hours, or give her, I typically say 72 hours to really adjust and come around and her little personality to come out. Still want you to train with her each day, even if it's just small training sessions. So if it's just 5 minutes that you're just working with her, rewarding her, marking these good behaviors, giving her her food, just so she continues training. But she will pick back up. Typically it takes about 72 hours for them to adjust and get right back into their training, what they're used to. Good girl, Mila. Okay, I'll let you walk around. For potty training, so typically with a puppy, the rule of thumb is they can hold it for 1 hour per month of age. So if Mila's 3 months old, then she can, rule of thumb, hold it for 3 hours. Now at nighttime, they can make it longer. We want to make sure that she's got enough room in a crate that she can stand up, turn around, and lay back down. I don't offer any food 2 hours before bedtime, and I pick the water bowl up 1 hour before bedtime. This is just during the potty training process, just because that's going to give you a little bit more time at night that she can sleep, therefore you can sleep. Obviously once she's potty trained and you're not have to worry about her have any accidents, then that's not necessary. Another thing, when you take her out to the bathroom, so she's got to learn where to go to the bathroom at your house. Feel free to take your clicker, take your treat bag out there, and mark that behavior as a good behavior when she goes outside. What you doing? We want to take her to a spot that you're okay with her going to the bathroom at. So it might be easy in the middle of the night to take her right outside the back door, but that's probably not where you're going to want her to go when she's full grown, so take those extra few steps. Don't let her go right by the back door. Just a personal recommendation there. Mila, come. Mila, place. Good girl, good girl. You found something interesting in that recliner. Good. We're going to stay here for a minute. Of course, if you guys have any questions, you can always reach out to me. I am happy to help. I'm going to run through the hand signals one more time. I know it's a long video, but I do want you guys to be able to see it, and then we'll see you guys tomorrow and we'll go over all this as well. So we've got, Mila, come. Sit. Good. I'm going to reward. Good. Mila, down. Down. Good. No, back down. Down. Good. Okay. Mila, Crait. We're just pointing at our Crait. Good. We're going to go straight to, okay. Mila, place. Good. All right, guys. Well, I want to say thank you so much for choosing Southland Goldens to raise your new babies. If you have any questions, we're always here, happy to answer them. Look forward to meeting or seeing you guys again tomorrow. Thanks, guys. Good job, Mila.